What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Plug, presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside UFC middleweight, the Big Yins, Josh Fremd. Give him a follow at Josh Fremd MMA. Give me a follow at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. If you are watching along online, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so you do not miss a drop. Joining us tonight on the Go Fast Energy Drink Hotline, we have a special guest this evening. He is going to be fighting this weekend on the LFA 141 card going on in Vail, Colorado. You can check that out live at the Dobson Arena or on UFC Fight Pass. The prelims will be on Facebook Live. We have the one, the only, the great and powerful Luis Grim Gurule. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
We are doing amazing now that we got you on the line.
Thanks. It's been some, I'm glad I could come.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, Luis, we know that you're right now you're going through the final stages of the weight cut process, so we're definitely grateful of your time and you just taking a few moments of your evening to stop by and chat along with us. You have a big fight that's coming up this weekend against Josiah Reyes. Why don't you tell us a little bit of your initial thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, it seems like a good matchup. You know, Josiah Reyes, I think he's undefeated in like his last 7 fights. Big jiu-jitsu guy. My first amateur fight was last year up in Vail. He fought my teammate Jorvik Acevedo. Ended up winning with a TKO, I believe. But to me, none of that matters. He might be good regionally. In my head, I'm the best nationally. I'm among the best in the world. I train among the best in the world. And I'm not being cocky. It's truly what I believe. I have utmost confidence. I train with the best people in the world every day. And what am I if I'm matching their level every day?
Certainly, Luis. And, why don't you talk about that to, just from your background standpoint, because people might look and see the bout sheet, they just they'll put up the poster, someone goes to Tapology, and they see a kid that's sitting there at 1-0 coming into a fight against a guy at 3-0 who has a couple of finishes on his record. What separates you so much, and who are some of those teammates and influences that you mentioned that have helped elevate you to that status and to have that confidence?
I mean, I guess you just do things in life, and it's like they just kind of click, and it feels right, and you're flowing, and you can just pick it up naturally, and it's like breathing, man. And that's kind of how fighting was for me when I came to Factory X. Yeah, it's like every day I'm learning something new. I'm in love with this sport, and just my willingness to come in here every day and treat every day like it's the fucking word from above from Coach Mark, and above that, I think it's just my will is going to separate me from a lot of people. I don't think people are willing to go the places I'm going in order to win the fight. And I think when I'm in there, it's, like our teammate Gino says, it's kill or be killed out there, and I'm not trying to die.
What a quote from the Rush.
Absolutely.
From the Rush.
None better.
Hey, speaking of quotes, Gurule, what are some things leading up to this fight? I know I won't say camp because you're always in this. This is a lifestyle for you. But leading up to this particular fight, in the cleanest of language that you can, could you tell us what are some quotes, or are there any songs or any phrases moving into this fight that you've just had on repeat in your head?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. I think a big one that actually just popped up on my phone the other morning. It's a Stoic quote, but it essentially means, it compiles down to, if one man can do it, why can't you? And that was a big reason. That's all I've been repeating in my head. Like, why can't I be the best? Like, I go with Brandon Royval in here, Clay Matza, any of the guys around my weight. And I look at them and I see how hard they train and the sacrifices they put into doing all of this. Why can't that be me? Why not me? And I think that's that's a big question and that a lot of people can ask themselves, and reach a lot of places they could maybe thought they couldn't make. And but that's been a big one that's been running through my head. Why not me? Why can't I be the best? Why can't I go undefeated to the UFC? Why can't I be a UFC champ?
That's an amazing thing for a guy who's had 2 amateur fights, absolute stud, 1-0 as a pro. That's something that a lot of people don't learn, or they don't figure it out until too late. They always have that mindset of, oh, why me? But it's awesome that you have gotten to the point where you've had that thought where, why not me? Why not me? If that's a great quote right there. If one man can do it, why not I?
Yeah, and I truly believe that so many people out there could be doing so many great things out there, living their dreams, if they just had that mentality where, I'm just going to try my hardest today, and I'm going to try my hardest the next day. I'm going to try the hardest this week, this month, and eventually becomes a year, and eventually it just becomes your lifestyle, And that's kind of the journey. That's kind of the journey I've been on ever since, I'd have late night talks with Jordan Kurtz out there on the mats after a jiu-jitsu practice, after I'd be out there, working out of town in the middle of nowhere for a month, 3 weeks, 2 months, and I'd be like, man, I wish I could do this. And Jordan is definitely an influential figure in that, where he was like, man, I think you could do this if you wanted to. And my dad was another one. He was kind of the one who first instilled that quote inside of me, and it's just been a great journey so far.
Yeah, and it's been incredible to watch the growth along the way. I mean, I remember when we did our first jiu-jitsu tournaments and you got DQ'd right away for a slam that wasn't really a slam. I still to this day don't think that it was a slam.
Return safely, got to return safely.
Exactly. And then, not too long after in another tournament, some poor soul almost got blast doubled right through the scores table through all the video equipment and everything. But, Luis, the other side to it, though, that, I mean, we all get to see that savage and that side of you that comes out when you go in and when you fight. And then you're obviously, through your responses and the way that you are able to put your thoughts into words, you're an intelligent kid. What most people don't know is you have an engineering background. So do you feel that just your education to then your work out on job sites and working in the fields that way, do you feel that helps with your problem solving abilities? Because when we get down to it, fighting is a math equation, right? Like you're trying to solve a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I had an engineering background, ended up finishing my degree with geology, but kind of the same basis. But yeah, even my wrestling coaches in high school and college used to comment on that. They kind of say how I wrestle. I'd be downloading information, and then all of a sudden it'd click, and I'd be like, oh, this is how I beat them. And it's funny because I have that side of me, that cold calculating kind of processing in the background. And then I have that side of me that just wants to go to war, that just wants to be pushed to the brink, and kind of like I'm always searching to see what's inside. I'm trying to dig down deep and see who that Luis is on the deepest core level, trying to figure out who that is.
I have goosebumps.
It's a deeper meaning than just fighting. That's martial arts.
Yeah,
That's straight up martial arts. One more question, Luis, here from me. What does it feel like sharing this card with none other than the Bosnian gorilla, Haris Talunzik?
Man, I said it before on that first card. That first card I had with him was in Vail, my first amateur fight. I was nervous the whole weekend. My hands are shaking, getting taped up by the back. And Harris is just out there screaming at everybody, saying whatever the first thing that can come into his head, he's out there screaming it, saying everything I want to say, but don't. So I love it. It's a huge stress reliever, honestly, for me, because it makes me laugh, keeps me loose. I love Harris to death. I think he's a killer. I think he's going to be he genuinely believes he's going to be a future world champ, and I'm right there with him. Like, I totally believe that. I love fighting with Harris. I love training with him, and it's awesome having someone with that mentality, being right there next to me, because I know Harris is the same way I am, where, why can't it be us? The pressure's only there if you let it be there. There's no pressure. We just have to go out there, perform, show what we do here every day in the gym.
Certainly, folks, we are wrapping up our conversation here with one of the stars of this weekend's LFA 141 card, Luis Grim Gurule. Luis, on the way out, where can people follow you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Gurule_MMA. That's GURULE_MMA.
And is there anybody that you want to shout out? Sponsors, management, coaches, training partners, anybody?
Yeah, man. Definitely huge shout out to Kevin. Met Kevin at Shanahan's and just randomly took a look at me, said, "Yo, you fight? I saw your ears." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what? I want to sponsor you. Go out there and pay it forward whenever you can." So that was a huge help to me. And, of course, I got my two friends, Robert and Paul Wilson. They both sponsored me for this fight, so shout out to them. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Can't believe we're all out here on this journey. Can't wait to be out there world champs.
Luis, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us this evening. We cannot wait to see the show that you put on in the cage on Friday night there up in Vail at the Dobson Arena. I'm Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside UFC middleweight Josh Fremd. This is the MMA Plug, presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. or live stream at DenverSportsBetting.com/radio.